retaliation attack. It's very, very similar to MK Ultra. It's like hands down, and I have talked about that before, the comparison. So I always say I'm a victim of MK Ultra. I'm a victim of V2K as a result of me reading on politics on my channel. I was targeted because of that, and the Havana syndrome is something that hit top tier government officials. Now, I was looking at the time frame of it, and it was 2017, okay? And that is, right after Trump got into office. And that's when a lot of stuff was hitting the fan, okay? So if you really look at the time frame, Havana syndrome is still a big question mark, okay? And it has also been left open-ended, okay? Because there was research into it. The Pentagon said they were investigating it recently, and the reports were inconclusive, okay? And so, to me, that was like cover-up. I mean, I came up on here and I talked about that. I was like, there's a cover-up. And if you look between the two, if you were to go and actually research V2K, Voice to Skull, targeted individual programs, which are out of Colorado. They're also connected to FEMA and Texas, FBI as well over there. And all of this stuff is on, this is stuff that has come up through court filings, paperwork, okay? This is not stuff I'm just, spitballing, okay? This is stuff that has come up in court. And also had links to Roseanne Barr, Dick Cheney, okay, as people who were on the board, okay, including Merrick Garland was listed on the website. I wasn't sure if that was conspiracy or not, but when I see Merrick Garland on that group, okay, on the board, it kind of, red flags the Justice Department, okay, in terms of the delays of everything that has been going on, okay. And then I also was a little red flaggy about Five Eyes, okay, with Condoleezza Rice and Chris, I can't even think of his name right now, but that's probably intentional. Anyways, so Christopher Wray. So I was like, okay, if we link this all back, this goes right back to what? Bush's era, okay, with Condoleezza Rice, Cheney, a VP of Bush, and it's all just kind of comes back around. It's like another circular kind of pattern that's cycling back through, all back around in terms of this riffraff that is dividing the country and blocking us from justice and our freedoms, okay? And it really is, it really is like at the hotbed of it all. And we have to start connecting the dots. And that's what I tried to do on my channel. So I tried to bring to light everything that I have experienced, okay, with my own personal attack, but in terms of even what has been going on to really wake people up and to have them really see the truth. Havana syndrome in 2017 could very well have been an attack on the United States of America. That could have been a pinnacle point of a form of warfare that we didn't really see in a way. It could have been a form, an infiltration at that point, because after my attack with the V2K MK Ultra, I was infiltrated, okay? I was infiltrated through a technology. Now, if a technology that is this advanced is targeting, say, a military official, government official, high level, okay, a high level government official, okay, ambassador level, okay, then at that point, they are infiltrated. They're infiltrated. There's a government official that has been infiltrated and essentially hacked into, where they can see everything that government official is connected to, including email, login information, anything that they have access to. And it is just something that I don't think a lot of people understand, is the level of this technology and how advanced it is, and how they literally could potentially have had access to high-level security systems or military systems that we would not have even known about just because of the psyche break-in technologies at that point. And so it's an interesting time period, okay? And so it kind of just makes me go, again, red flag, was that a little bit deeper of an infiltration into our government by a foreign empire that we were not really aware of in terms of the national security level of that, okay, or the national security crisis that actually could have been, okay. But just knowing from my own experience, I am not a person that is at a high level with a high ranking security clearance or anything like that. I don't have access to information or anything like that where I would necessarily be a threat. But if you were on a high level like that and infiltrated, for sure they are seeing things that, or having access to things that they should not have access to. And there's like an orb going through. So that's another just red flag to the entire thing, because Havana syndrome really is a pinnacle point of possibly a violation of our country at that point. So in terms of more of like the delays and what's going on, it just feels in terms of just everything, there's like a lot of these kind of cover up energies that have been going on. And I remembered having a dream right around that time period when his presidency was ending, where I saw a bunch of people shredding a ton of papers. And I'm talking like, we're talking like huge mail bins, okay, of papers getting shredded. And I remember seeing that and being like, is that connected to Trump in any way? You know, what are they doing to, are they hiding any crimes? Is there anything going on? And I really feel that right now things are starting to come up. I think a lot of the things, like I said, that were hidden and buried during that time period, it feels are coming to light now, okay? So today, as of today, these are the energies that are coming. I'm seeing papers that were freaking shredded, and I'm seeing we're talking like, it's like mailroom style level of papers that were shredded. I'm also seeing the sealed dockets that are linked to the Mueller report that are somehow, I think, connected to Trump's family. And I'm also seeing the Havana syndrome as an infiltration into high-level government officials, okay? So those are the energies that are coming up for me today, okay? In terms of what could possibly be a catalyst to move these delays forward is this uncovered evidence that has to come to light now, because I feel there is evidence that is right under our nose, or people have been privy to, okay, that have been sitting on, that if it were to come to the light, would speed this process up a lot, okay? I feel like it would speed up the process of justice a lot. As I'm saying that, I have the Knight of Wands coming through here. And it feels like there are people sitting on information, specifically cops. I'm getting a lot of police force. I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling heavy police force hiding information. Like they're sitting on a bed of evidence. I got Wheel of Fortune coming in here, and I feel like it was all done by design. Yes, all this undercover work that has been done, and I can feel it. I can feel it really strong. I'm feeling really strong police departments linked to Manhattan and DC, that there is information that has just been swept on under, but there are people that know what happened. There are people that know what happened. So, right now, I'm hearing military police coming through here right now. I think that a lot of people, they buried this information, and then when there was the exchange of power that was not peaceful at all, okay, I don't know if anyone got to see Biden's State of the Union speech, but I got to see some highlights, and it was a really amazing, epic speech, and it's exactly what we needed to hear, and he stood firm on Trump bowing down to Putin, and he called it out, and he's probably the first person to call that shit out, and that in itself is strength, power. That is somebody who is here for the world, okay? That is somebody that's not easy to do in this time period, okay? And he sat here and he called it out, all right? So I think for that, huge accolades, okay? But right now, it truly is about us really coming together as a country and seeing through the truth of what really happened. We were infiltrated by a foreign dignitary, Russia. I have talked about this over and over again on my channel. It's probably why I got targeted so damn hard. But because of this non-peaceful transfer of power between the Trump presidency and the Biden presidency, I believe it feels as if they purposely effed things up so that we couldn't figure things out. It feels like he destroyed systems, he's kind of like a baby, so I feel like he just went in and was like, I'm just gonna F shit up so they can't figure out things and do stuff. And I feel like a lot of this last couple of years, it has felt like it's been such a major cleanup job and figuring out what the hell that dude did on his exit, as he exited. And I feel like a lot of military and people that were working underneath him probably were a part of it, and maybe that's why a lot of it never came out. Because whatever, they have their own, whatever. They're serving the president, and they obviously, whatever. Maybe certain information can't come out, or they're just serving their duty, whatever it is. But to me, it feels like stuff's starting to come out. That's what it feels like energetically. It feels like stuff is now going to be coming to the light, okay? And it feels like the energies of Trump are slowly dissipating out in terms of his people who have been in power for a really, really long time. So it just feels like the energies are starting to shift now, and hopefully now people can start to align and move into a position where they are not in fear, and they can actually honor their oath and do what is right for the nation, and not be party over country, okay? It is always country over party, okay? It is always about the Constitution. It is always about the amendments. It is always around human rights. That should be the forefront of everything. And the fact that it got to a place where we were going into a war with one another should have never happened. That is not a president, okay? That's a terrorist. That is a terrorist of a nation. To come through and to sow fear and divide us is a terrorist. That's a terrorist. And I feel in my heart of hearts to this day that there is evidence that man did not win the 2016 election. In fact, I was joking, actually, because there was a note that was passed to Hillary when George Bush had passed away, and I was joking that in the note, and my condolences to him, not to laugh about any of that, but there was a note passed to her, and I was joking today that the note probably said, you actually won the election. But who knows what the note actually said. Anyway, I'm wishing you guys the best. I'll leave you guys there. I'm sending you so much love and blessings. Love.